I don't do a lot of these talks, unlike your next speaker who's very accomplished and done thousands of these things. I only talk from time to time, and this is the first time I've done it, except for Thinkorswim stuff online, so this is kind of a fun experiment. So just a 1-minute backgrounder here. I've been mixed up with technical analysis for over 20 years now, and I've been trading for that long as well. There are a couple of things you should know about me as a trader. One is that on the continuum of fundamentalist to technician, I'm way over on the technician side, just almost purely to the point of zealotry. And as far as kind of my disposition, any of those who have ever been on Slope of Hope before know that I've got a lot of bear blood running through my veins, which did amazing things for me last year, and this year I've been just treading water with this amazing run-up we've been having. But the things I tend to do with my day is I trade a lot. I trade a lot of stocks and options, and I talk about it. And so that's what the blog is all about. I will mention, I'm assuming that anything I do on my screen you'll see. So this is the kind of thing you'll see on Slope, not just my face hiding behind a magazine, but a combination of charts and sort of social observation and commentary. I found this one kind of interesting. This is from a week ago because as a good contrarian, I always like to look for popular media and sort of do the opposite or think the opposite. In fact, just this morning, I noted that on the back cover of Time magazine, there's this I've never seen a full-page ad from a broker on Time, let alone Scottrade, but this is "Don't miss the bounce." So this renewed sense of optimism that we're seeing for me as a kind of bear lurking in the woods is just what I want to see, because we have been through an historic market. We are living through incredible times. I hope everyone realizes that the market we're going through is history in the making, and it's an exciting thing to be part of and attempt to trade well. So what I wanted to do with our time here is I wanted to give you a brief introduction to profit charts, talk about some of the things I'm seeing in the market right now, and I'm certainly happy to answer any particular questions. A bit about profit charts in general. Now, I started a company called Profit back in 1992, and I sold Profit in 2005 to a firm called Investools, which merged with Thinkorswim, which collectively has been bought by Ameritrade. So I'm currently an employee of Ameritrade, and profit charts can be found currently in a few different places. It can be found on profit.net, and Profit, by the way, is P-R-O-P-H-E-T, so profit.net. It can be found on the Investools Investor Toolbox, and it can also be found on the Thinkorswim trading platform. And if all goes as hoped, Ameritrade users will start seeing it kind of appear on their screens bit by bit as well. Profit Charts is a web-based product. It is written entirely in Java, and as such, be it Macintosh, Linux, PC, it'll work on any of those platforms. And I'm very proud of this product. This is kind of our crown jewel. We've created a lot of different things at Profit, but this is sort of the heart of what we're all about. Now, I understand that some of you know Profit Charts, a lot of you don't. I'm not here to sell you profit charts or have you sign up for anything. This is really more of a gentle introduction to what the product is, to pique your interest, and to give you really the basics as to how it works. And then I'll just sort of show you how I use profit charts in my own trading personally. So let's walk through some basics right now. There are about 4 general sections of the product that you need to be aware of. One is the menus here at the top. So even though we're in a browser right now, this acts very much like an independent application. So we've got the menus, which I'll very, very briefly show you in a moment. On the left side here, we have these modules, of which there are about 10, any of which you can show or suppress to your liking. Third, we've got down here the toolbar, which you can detach and move about, but these drawing tools are kind of my principal way of using the product, because I'm a very, even though we've got a lot of technical studies, a lot of very fancy, sexy looking stuff, I tend to use very simple analysis in my own charts, and those are the mainstay of it, those drawing tools. And fourth and finally, of course, there's the vast majority of it, which is the chart itself. So let me show you a few charts by way of introducing some of the features here to acquaint you with how the product works and what it does. So here, most basically, we have very important S&P 500 index. We can zoom in simply by dragging on top of this. And you'll notice as I look at various things that there are already drawn objects on top of it. As you use the product, naturally, the things that you do to a given chart stick with it. So if I pull up Google, for example, any of the embellishments I've put on the chart, be it these highlights or the Fibonacci retracement or whatever, just stay there forever. So if I flew off to Troy, Michigan and fired up one of your computers, all the things that I follow would still be there. Now, since we've got a chart up, let me very quickly walk you through these menus just to give you a little taste. And by no means this is going to be an exhaustive introduction to the product. I just want to spend just a paragraph on each of these menus. So over on the chart settings, you can see we have a variety of chart types from which we can choose. You can also compare independent items to one another. So this seems like a comparison chart, but it's different in the respect that you can use independent axes. So if I wanted to compare, for example, Google with YAHOO, what we have here is on the right side, we've got the scale for Google, which of course is in the hundreds of dollars, and then on the left we have YAHOO, which is a much smaller portion of that. But this is a very effective way of comparing two very disparate prices. If you compare two objects using a percentage or a price comparison and they're very differently priced, it's a real mess. Something like this gives you a much better view into comparing one thing to another using their own independent scales. So let me get rid of that. So that's the left price scale. Going down here, and I'm going to skip a bunch of these. The various modules that we've got, which you can display, we've got a couple of different patterns modules. These automatically find chart patterns like inverted head and shoulders or rising wedge, things like that, and also candlestick patterns. So if you wanted to display all the items which had a bearish engulfing pattern from yesterday, you could do that very quickly. And I can show you that in a moment. We've got other items here. We've got Forex, your study sets, your chart styles. One thing that's important to remember about profit charts is that the more you use the product, the more customized it gets to your own particular parameters. So your watch lists, your study sets, your technical indicators, your portfolios, it all becomes kind of part of your library so that whenever you're logged on, those things come along for the ride. And a large number of technical studies, which I'll show you as well. And for those of you that are on options traders, we've got a nice set of options controls here, so you can see things like implied volatility or compare an underlying stock to its option, that kind of thing.